Story 1, AITA for naming my son the name I had always planned even after my brother and sister-in-law stole the name. My brother and his wife has as much right to name their child whatever they want. I do not own my name. I have no right to dictate to my brother what he names his kid. With that in mind, my husband's has a traditional family name that I love. Basically, since he and I were dating and started discussing our future, we agreed that our son would have that name. Oisín, my husband, is Irish. Not in the Boston, my great-great-great-grandfather came over in the 1800s kind of way. In the born in Galway kind of way. Neither my family or my sister-in-law have any other connection to Ireland. She got pregnant right around when I did, and her son was born 2 months before ours. They named my nephew Oisín Miguel. I didn't get upset or anything. When my son was born, we named him Oisín Daniel. Like I had told her we would be doing. She has flipped out that 2 cousins will have the same name. She is nuts because our family is Hispanic and half of our cousins are named Carlos or Camila. She is trying to insist we call him by his middle name or change his name. I told her to piss off. My mom is staying neutral, but she was very surprised that my brother gave his son an Irish name he knew I was planning on using. She expected him to name him for our late father. Anyways, my husband's family thinks the whole thing is hilarious. My family thinks my sister-in-law is a weirdo and she thinks I'm an asshole for copying her. Whatever. I'm posting here and sending her the link so she can see outside opinions. Commenter says, Wannabe says, short answer NTA long answer. She thought she was going to own the name by claiming it first, even though her reasoning for the name was that you didn't own it. So she can either call her son Miguel, or put on her big girl pants and live with the fact that cousins have the same name. It's been known to happen. Commenter says, Hubert Burnett says, your husband's family is right. So is your family. She doesn't own the name, and, if she's going to pretend that Moses had a 3rd tablet saying that people own names, then she's admitting she was completely in the wrong to give her child a name she knew you wanted to use for yours. She sounds childish and petty. NTA, she is. Commenter says, not creative at all 16 says, NTA. You're right, anyone can use a name. That means even after she used a name that meant nothing to her, but so much to you and your hubby, it's still okay to use that name. Tell the sis she can piss off. You didn't get mad when she took the name you planned on using. My family is similar. We had 4 Johns, 2 Ricks who were cousins around the same age, and most women have some variation of the name Ann. Story 2, AITA my boyfriend didn't see me yesterday. We went to go see a movie. I had forgotten my phone, and communicated that to my boyfriend on the drive there. He asked me if I would be okay without it, and I said yes. After the movie I told him I had to use the restroom. When I got out, I walked outside. He usually waits out by the entrance. But he wasn't there. I waited a few minutes, but I couldn't call him, and he had the car key. I tried walking to the car, but he wasn't there. I went back in and checked near the men's restroom, but nothing. After about 10 minutes I got pretty upset. I tried to keep myself in view of the theater while I walked around it, but he wasn't anywhere. Some strangers even offered to get me an Uber. Finally I went in and checked one more time, and he was sitting on a couch looking at his phone. I told him I'd been looking for him, but I wasn't blaming about it, but he got super defensive and told me it was my fault for not seeing him and I had no reason to be upset. He kept saying I don't understand why you're so upset on the car ride back. When I tried to tell him that I wanted us to be more in sync with each other, especially since we're going on a trip out of the country soon, he scoffed and said, do I need to tell you where I'm going to be whenever we are separate? Which felt unfair. I didn't have my phone. Plus, what if something happens to me? How long would it take him to notice? Am I overreacting? I feel kind of angry now and still hurt. Commenter says, Adventurous Image 2440 says, welcome to the world of pre-2000 where no one had cell phones and you made a plan to meet if something happened. Commenter says, Paul_Ruds_drag_race says, May, it seems like a low-level conflict with some bickering. I know it's easy in the moment to forget to have a game plan because it's not some high-stakes situation. Maybe have a plan in place now that going forward you'll always meet right inside the main entrance of wherever you are, since it's typically safer than the outside of the entrance or by the car. If that's the default approach, then you don't have to coordinate as much in the future. Commenter says, Calm Your Liver says, Uda's simple solution. Hey, wait for me by the front door while I use the bathroom. You were in a movie theater, not a war-torn, third-world country, where you didn't speak the language. Rein in the dramatics. Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.